Welcome back to the show. You know, we've talked about it many times on the show before, but a lot of people going gluten-free, even if you're not a celiac, a lot of people have sensitivities to gluten, and it's probably something you can take out of your diet. And our next guest will tell you exactly how you can do that. We're joined by Darren Potvin from For Your Knowledge Flour. Darren, always a pleasure having you on the show.
How's it going, guys?
Very good. How are you?
Very good, very good.
We love having you on because
Thank
you
you.
always come up with great ideas, and I think, you know, Easter is around the corner, and when people think of Easter, they think of sweets. You can still make something that's delicious, sweet, and tasty and gluten-free all at the same time, can't you?
Yes, you can.
What have you got here? I want to introduce these because they're adorable.
These are little bunny meringue toffees.
Okay.
Okay, now the reason why is with the sugar we use, and you know we always use the organic coconut palm sugar, right? Which is a nice low glycemic sugar.
Right.
And so what it does is because it has this sappy texture to it when you cook with it, it makes it stickier. Ooh. So when you taste them, it tastes like you're actually eating like toffee.
Nice.
Okay. You like sponge toffee?
Yeah,
yes.
Who doesn't? Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, like in crunchy bars.
Yes,
yeah,
like in
God,
crunchy bars.
Yes.
So it's basically turns a meringue into like a little crunchy bar.
Oh, I love that. So not only are they cute, but they're delicious, and I'm going to eat one very soon.
Yeah.
they're all going for the low crumbs.
Yeah,
there.
and it's a great activity with kids or Easter, and it's something you don't have to worry about. Yes, there is an allergy for egg for those who have egg allergy, but in gluten, there's no gluten in this whatsoever.
So what else goes into this recipe then?
It's 4 steps, simple, only a
Okay.
few ingredients. So you have egg whites, cream of tartar, organic coconut palm sugar, and gluten-free vanilla.
Okay, great.
Easy
so
enough.
we'll have the recipe available.
Yes, it's going to be online, and what you do is you would, on high speed, bleed up for about 2 to 3 minutes the egg whites until they came about like frothy, a bit like bubbly.
Right.
Like you'll see the white start coming through, and then after that you would basically add the sugar in.
Okay.
Add a bit at a time.
Okay.
And then add the cream of tartar and whip it at high speed for a good 4 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
And then you'll see you'll get peaks. Like you can just like take a spoon and you'll be able to get peaks on it.
Okay.
And then you know it's ready. So then after that, and you'll get the same type of color like this kind of beigey kind of color.
Right.
Or
Nice
caramelly.
coffee caramel color.
Yeah. And you put it in a piping bag and use about a half-inch piping tip, a metal tip. And then you put all the meringue mix into the piping bag, and then you just go really slowly. Start from front to back, and as you go towards the back, you put a little bit more pressure to make the
your
bum
tail,
pouch.
yeah.
Little bum.
Yeah, exactly.
That's adorable.
Yeah, and then after you take the tip again, bring it to the front, make a head, and then take 2 strips as you pipe out to make the ears.
Very
Easy.
simple.
Yeah, very
a lot
simple.
Of fun to do with the family.
Exactly, and it takes about, the only thing is it takes about an hour to an hour and a half to actually bake them because they're baked on a really low temperature, about 200 degrees.
Okay.
And then you let them cool for about a couple hours. So it's more like you do it one day and then the activity for decorating is the next or something like that.
I
Yeah.
love that
Love
idea.
it.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, this is great for the kids, great for the family, and
Yep.
something that people are going to be doing is going to the grocery store, looking at different labels, and
That's
some
right.
things say wheat-free, some things say gluten-free. So
Yes.
are the 2 terms interchangeable?
In a way, yes, because I'll explain it. When things are saying gluten-free, it's the higher level of wheat-free, okay?
Okay.
But the thing with gluten-free is sometimes you have to read everything. Like you can't just take it that, oh yes, this is 100% gluten-free. Because you'll read in small labels that say, you know, made in a facility that contains wheat, but still says gluten-free on it.
Okay.
So there's a
Interesting.
higher
Okay.
cross-contamination right there.
It's
right?
almost like that term greenwashing. You know, that people had talked about that the label sometimes
yes.
Sometimes it tells people that
That
you know
it's
something
green,
that's
Yes.
not
it's
really
right.
that's not really
Right.
true, right?
And that's what I do
Makes
because
it hard.
and then I'll contact manufacturers to make sure and see how they what their procedures are. Like if it's in
Right.
the same facility but isn't in a different room, then
So-
your chances are less, right?
So one thing that you do on Gluten-Free Ottawa, your website, is you go through all these different products. And
Yes.
you have already done the
The
legwork
research,
and
yes.
research for a lot of people,
Yeah.
which is great, a great
Yeah.
resource to have. Some other grains that we mentioned off the top of the show, spelt and kamut and
Yes.
oats. Are any of them gluten-free?
Okay. Oats are.
Okay.
Okay. Oats actually contain which is called avenin. It's another protein.
Okay.
Okay. You could
All
be
right.
allergic to that. Which is so AVENI, different pronunciations like tomato.
Okay.
The thing is another thing you're looking at in gluten-free products is parts per million.
Okay.
Like alcohol. If you have 40% alcohol, you're going to get drunker on something less than 12% alcohol,
Right.
right?
Right.
It's the same thing with reactions with gluten.
Okay.
So in only oat products, and that's the only ones that I use, it's 5 ppms, so
Okay.
parts per million, which is really low.
Okay.
So like in sense of like really gluten-free, most grains carry gluten. It's just it's under 20 parts per million, which is safe for us.
What about
Okay.
spelt and commit? Are they
No.
under 20 per
No, they're
million?
not.
Oh, okay,
All
so
right.
those do
That's-
have gluten.
That's
So
right.
those are
Okay.
a no-no.
Right.
So
Those are
spelt-
no-nos.
Okay.
Those are not gluten-free at all. No.
Good tip. So now we wanted to go quickly through some of these
Yes.
products that you brought in. Products that may or may not contain. Do these contain gluten or are
None
they
of those
gluten-free?
contain gluten.
Okay.
Yes.
Any of these in front of us here?
None of them.
Okay.
So we're looking at Suki Face
Yes.
skin products.
Yes, which can be found at my store, which because in one store we're 3 stores,
Right.
right?
Right.
So there's Lilu Organics, and she carries a whole line of gluten-free
Okay.
products. That's why we all we meld
You
together.
came together,
Right.
right?
Right. And that's the thing. Gluten can contain in makeup. It can contain in soap, shampoos, wheat germ oil, which is the biggest one.
Right.
That's not gluten-free.
All right.
Also in lubricants.
Oh, yes.
Exactly.
So for those intimate moments,
Exactly.
I guess.
Well, it's not something I think people even think
Think
about,
of that.
right?
And that's why I brought it in today, is
Yeah.
because you really have to open your mind and look at a broader range.
Right.
Because it's in everything.
Because before the show, you mentioned that even if you're a celiac,
Yeah.
even the tiniest bit can
That's
you can
it,
have a
just the tiniest
very
bit, a
severe
crumb.
reaction.
Exactly.
You brought some goodies here as well over on this side. Are any of these gluten-free that you
They're
brought
all
along?
gluten-free.
All gluten-free.
All
So some of
gluten-free.
everyone's favorites. Look
Yes.
at that.
And that's why I brought it in, because I grew up in Quebec and Montreal, and so Laura Secord,
yeah.
my favorite egg. Yes,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Bunnies. Yes, those are all gluten-free.
And these buttercream centered
Yes.
eggs. Oh my
They're
God,
to
they're
die
delicious.
for. Also, Kinder Surprise. I would say
Right.
their whole line is gluten-free,
Oh,
Wow.
fantastic.
except the ones that have the wafers in it. Obviously, there's wheat, right?
Okay.
But those are made in a completely different facility.
So you keep an
wonderful.
eye out for
Exactly.
that. And lastly, you brought this. You thought maybe I might be able to use
Well,
this muscle milk.
Yeah. A lot of athletes are always complaining like they can't find high proteins or quick things to drink that don't contain gluten.
Right.
Well, this one says right on the bottle, it is gluten-free, made in a gluten-free manufacturer.
Fantastic.
And that's given, we get that from Denville Distributions. So if
Excellent.
anyone's looking to get that product.
Great alternative.
Muscle up, Derek. All right, Darren's store is located in Manotick,
Yeah.
and so you can also check out his website, which we had on the screen. Thank you so much for joining us
Also,
today.
I just want to, if anyone's looking for stuff like this and needs help finding stuff, the best online directory is Gluten-Free Find. So that's
Gluten-Free
www.glutenfreefind.com.
Excellent. Thanks a lot,
All right.
Darren.
Thank
Always
you,
a pleasure
everyone.
having you on
Thank
the show.
you.
Happy Easter to
Thank
you.
you.
Happy
Thank
Easter.
you.
Your bunny.
Gluten-free Easter,
Awesome.
everybody at home. He's on a Canadian tour. His name is Matt Blay. His latest release is called The Heartbeat. You can visit his Bandcamp website to find out where he's playing next. Here he is on Daytime Ottawa. Take it away, Matt.